Welcome everyone to our live stream today. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to join us. We're excited. We're going to actually show you how to use some of the new features in Act version 26 that just came out a couple of weeks ago. And we've been messing around with it. We've looked at all the new features in there, so we're quite excited to kind of show you what's going on with the new Act. If you have any comments or questions as we're going through the live stream today, don't forget to put them in the comments area on whatever platform you're on. We're streaming on multiple platforms. And don't forget to like and subscribe on whatever platform you're on. Let's pull over to the next screen here. We got Jared here with me today, and he's going to be moderating, and he's going to be contributing to this live stream. We're going to be this is kind of cool, Jared. We're going to be talking about Act version 26. Not a lot of features in there, but you know, a little bit every time they put some new features in. That's always a good thing, right? Oh, you're muted there, Jared.
There we go. Keep updating, keep making it better. That's always important.
That's right.
So it's been a little bit since our last live stream. We took a break for the summer, so it's nice to be back.
It has been a bit of time, and so yeah, we're excited. We're getting some new stuff together just to show you. We're diving deeper into AI next. We've got an AI one coming up here this month. We've got one on an email product that I think some people may be interested in that works nicely with Act. So we got a few things coming your way, and hopefully the live streams that we share with you that they make a difference and help you out a little bit.
Yeah, keep you up to date. Keep you knowing what's coming out and some tools. Maybe hopefully solve some problems that you're having or make life a little easier. Right? That's the whole reason for tech, or that's what we tell ourselves.
That's what we tell ourselves. That's right.
Yeah.
And I guess the first thing to mention before we actually get into the demo is, like all versions of Act, when they come out with a new version, they do a bunch of bug fixes. Now, I don't know how many bug fixes they did in this. I didn't investigate. Sometimes they'll say, "Hey, we did 250 bug fixes." They didn't mention that in any of the release notes that we had, but we know they did some bug fixes, and that's always a good thing. Making things a little bit tighter, a little bit cleaner, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
So why don't we, Jared? And again, if you have any questions, pop them up in the chat area or the comments area.
And I'll see him, and I'll let Gary know, even if he's
Yeah.
right mid, presentation. I'll let him know, and
Yeah.
answer for you.
And so let me go over to the screen.
Okay.
All right, here we are. So I'm using the advisor demo database today. I was going to use the sales rep one. However, there was a few things with this 26 that didn't work with some of the features we had in there, and so Matt is furiously tweaking and adjusting a few things to make them work with the version 26. So what we'll do here is we'll use this demo database here. It could be any database you're in. It doesn't matter. Some of the stuff that we're going to show is going to be kind of cool. The first thing that I want to show you is I'm going to open up Outlook here. And this is now they had this bar, but they've modified it and added a few things to this bar in Outlook. As soon as this comes up.
Yeah, the sidebar is pretty great. Like, I mean, it's you always get emails coming in Outlook, and sometimes you have to jump back to Act, jump back the other way when you're trying to do stuff. And it looks like that's a little bit of an error there. But
well, no, I've got Act for Outlook as well. Another add-on.
Oh, it's just telling you that it's add-on.
Yeah, and it's just,
disabling that add-on.
I turned it off so that we could do this demo on that. But
Gotcha.
that's okay. All right, so we're just going to move this over a little bit. So here is the bar on the right-hand side. We can toggle this on and off. So if you're a person like me, I personally like to have more real estate. For me, it's nice, but but what I found was for me it was just took up too much real estate. For you and me, you might love it. And maybe it's just getting used to. I am old, and so it's not easy to adapt to a new particular thing, especially on a layout, unless you're the guy that designed it on the layout. Um, Anyways, this little sidebar here, it actually functions really cool. I actually quite like it. However, I haven't really spent the time messing with it a lot myself. And just if this is one of those things that, hey, this is I really wish didn't have that. You can toggle it on and off just by going to the Act drop down menu, and you can toggle it on or off at your leisure. So it's not something you're stuck with if you have to. But it is a cool feature. If you see, I'm on training this training database that came in, and it's linking to Perry Kirker. So if the person's email address is in your database, it's going to pull it up, and it's going to give you some information. It's going to give you the name of the contact, a little bit of information on the contact screen. It's going to pull down some contact information like addresses, phone numbers, that sort of stuff, both business and personal. It's actually going to allow you to go in and add to the address book, do a quick attach, add the activity, refresh. It's going to show any histories or any notes in here. So you can see there's no notes. We're going to add a note. We're just going to show you how to do that. And I'm going to make an adjustment on this. So he's got mechanic, team lead, and let's say we'll just add in here. Supervisor. No, we'll just put an S in front of it just for giggles here. So I'm going
While
to go
you're
save changes. What's
while
that?
you're updating that, I should just mention this is a demo database, and YouTube always wants
Yes,
us to make sure that we say this is a demo database because we don't want anybody's real information coming out. This is all fake names, so
that's
no
right.
one has to worry.
That's right. That's
Just a
right. Thank you.
reminder. There you
Yeah,
go.
thanks for
No
that,
problem.
Jared. Yeah, we had
No
we had
problem.
one video pulled down because we didn't mention that. All right, so I just pressed save. Now we're going to go over to Perry Kirker here. Perry K. Okay, did I spell that wrong? Hang on. Let's go back here. Oh, Perry W. Kirker. And hey, just a note for you guys, when you're doing a search, if a person has a middle initial and you're trying to type it in, it doesn't pop up, doesn't mean they're not in there. And this was a really good example of that. Uh, where this person has a middle initial. I'm just going to type in Perry. There we are. And so now you can see it says mechanic, team lead with an S at the end of it. And so it will update from this navigation bar or this sidebar that we have in Outlook. And you can do a quick attach. Now we're going to add a note. Let's just go into Act. We're going to add a note because there's no notes in here. And we're just going to add a note. And there we are. Test 1, 2, 3. Press OK. And there's your test 1, 2, 3. Now if we go over here and we'll just move off this one and back on to do a refresh, and you'll see that the note is down at the bottom there. So this is kind of handy. It gives you a little bit of history, get a little bit of notes. You can attach an email, go to the address book. You just click on that. The address book comes up so that you can attach it to other people.
Hey Gary, could you just move your head
Oh,
icon just
right.
away from the sidebar, just so
Yeah,
people can
yeah.
get a better look at that
Yeah, thank you for that.
that Act sidebar. I personally really like the notes and history, just because if you get an email right away, you're like, oh, I should call this person. You can see in the history if they called. You can see, oh, what was the last note I did. So it can be a quick reference if you like using it this way, or you can just pull it back. But it's totally up to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the quick attach just attaches it to the person. So if we go click attach, it's going to actually attach that. And then you've got the address book where you can actually go in here and edit selected or view selected, that kind of stuff. I don't know if I would use that myself. You can add an activity or you can refresh. So it's got a few things in there. And again, if something came up, you can actually modify this and save the changes. So it is kind of handy. Some people are going to love this, some people may not, and that's okay. One of the other things too is you do have when you're on the act, and this is not related to the sidebar, but you should be aware of this. Instead of having to go from your home screen where most of us reside, and we go over to the act, and we go, okay, I want to do a quick attach, or I want to attach to multiple contacts, and that's paperclip is the one where you may want to attach to multiple contacts. Instead of having that, don't forget you can put this up at the top here on your quick access toolbar, and be able to have those right at the top. So instead of jumping from home and then over to act and then over back again, you can just go in here under the drop down menu to do your quick access toolbar. Go down here to show more. Let's see, where are we here? More commands. And then we go down here to act. And then you just find the one you want, like the attach, and then just make sure that it's available on the right-hand side in whatever order you want, and then press OK. And then if I want to do a quick attach, that's this one here. If I want to do attach to multiples, I can click on this one here, and then that will allow me to attach to multiple contacts. So just remember, you don't have to jump back and forth, because I've watched people as I've logged onto the machines where they're jumping back and forth between these two, and you can just, again, add that up here. Now, this quick access toolbar may be in different locations depending upon the version and build of Outlook. You may have it down here, like on my production machine, mine is down here and not up at the top. So if you're kind of getting lost of where the heck is it, just kind of look around, because it could be here or it could be kind of in between this ribbon here and the screen.
We
Any
had a
questions,
quick
Jared?
Yeah, there was one quick question just about whether you were using, if this is a web or desktop version, and I believe this is the desktop version of Outlook as well as Act, obviously, I would
It
imagine,
is a
right?
desktop.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. We're all doing desktops. We will be showing some web stuff coming up in the next month or so. We will be showing some web stuff. Some people want to go to web. We're going to be doing some reviews on the web version of Act, pluses and minuses. What's pros and cons, that kind of stuff, and so you'll be able to get a good feel for it. We personally like the desktop one because it gives us flexibility to do a lot of programming, a lot of wrapping this around the client's usage, kind of like, and here's a shameless plug. On the right-hand side of the screen here, you can see the ActView Plus. With the web version, you can't program stuff like this where you can modify it to have an extra feature in here like the ActView Plus, where you can actually go in and have a sidebar and the pop-out windows and all those good things that the ActView Plus has contained in it. So we have a little bit of bias. We kind of like the desktop. The web is great for a specific use cases. And more and more people are going to that, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that, long as it works for the individual and they understand the limitations. And there's not a lot of limitations, but one of the things that we do, because we do programming, that's one of those things that doesn't allow us to. We can do programming in there, but different types of programming, attaching to outsourced links and stuff like that, as opposed to actually modifying what you see on the screen. All right. If there's no other questions, Jared, let's move to the next screen, or the next thing that we're going to show here, which is going to be the. What did I say?
Yeah, we don't have any other questions at the moment right now, so
No other
yeah.
questions?
No,
All
no
right.
other questions.
Okay, so we're going to go into, let me just check my list here. We're going to go into, come on. Okay, my scrolly thing is not right. There we are. There we are. Okay, we're going to go to the new calendar now. I have to put this into order, and that's sorry about that.
No
All right,
worries.
so let's
That's how it goes.
Yeah, so let's go to the calendar. So this is the new calendar. They've made some modifications. This is prior to version 26. The calendar in Act has been the same since 2005. So it's been
Whoa,
it's
I didn't know it was that long.
it has not been it's had a few little additional check boxes and stuff in the preferences area. However, they haven't actually changed the layout. This is their first kick at the can of making a layout change, which not a bad job, not a bad job.
Yeah.
There's a few things that I like about it, a few things I don't like about it. So let's go through and show you one of the things that I'm going to mention right off the top. If you're used to one of the things they took off was remember the little bar on the left hand side of each activity to tell you whether it's what the priority was. So if the priority was low, this is green, I'm going to change it to red. You watch the text here will turn to red as opposed to the green that it was. So they're using the color of the font to distinguish whether it's high, medium, low priority, that sort of stuff. So just be aware that they've taken off that bar if that was something that you're using and you're used to and you want to keep that. They've changed that. We're looking at there. We've had some feedback where some of our clients have asked, "Hey, could you adjust this?" The guys who have kind of tested this out a little bit already, and so we're going to make a few modifications to the layout for any of the add-ons that we have, just to give you an option if you want. So in here, so they've taken out the bar for priority. Priority is indicated by the color of the text. You'll notice at the top that it's a little bit different up at the top here. They've kind of cleaned it up and made it a little bit more modern. The activity types are drop-down menus here now, priorities, and then select users. This used to be when you did select users, you could only select one user at a time. They've now made this a multi-select, so I can go none and then say, oh, I just want to see Gary's, and then click on that and it will show you Gary's, and then I can, check other people's. So you can check off multiple people and see theirs all at the same time, which is kind of nice. I do like that
Yeah, that's
feature
really
for
nice.
those
Yeah.
who need to be able to see multiples, right?
Because most of us have more than one other teammate, right? Or more other person we got to watch and see. So it's always good to see what the people are up to rather than having to switch back and forth from different of our coworkers, we can see them all at once real quick, which is nice.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
We did have one question, Gary, that I'd probably throw at you right now, just since we're in the calendar. Uh,
Yep.
it was can you? The question was, can you integrate Act Calendar with Outlook, Google, or Apple? So, like the native, I imagine he's talking about the native calendar in Apple.
Yes. I have mine integrated. Um,
Oh,
so
nice.
mine actually will show up. My calendar stuff will actually show up in Outlook and on my Apple calendar.
Hmm.
Um, and it, how do I describe this? Matt's the one that set this up. He used his wizardry and he figured out a way to have everything in. So I get it on all three platforms. So we run on Macs, and also on my phone. I run an Apple phone, and so my stuff comes up. It does have syncing ability back and forth between Act and Outlook. I think that's how Matt has got it set up. Um, but he's kind of the wizard behind best ways of integrating your calendar with Outlook, and with it will go with with the Google Calendar as well.
Hmm.
I've actually personally not done a lot with that. I know Matt has. There are some limitations. There's really good integration with Act and Outlook, especially if you're using Exchange. It works just amazingly. And then it will sync both back and forth. So you can do a one-way sync from Act to Outlook, Outlook to Act, or dual sync back and forth. There's a few little things that we're going to talk about in an upcoming live stream with regards to syncing back and forth, which we'll talk about. There are some hiccups that can happen if it's not set up properly. And then there's again another third-party app that we're going to show that actually has a really good syncing back and forth between those programs, but not so much on the Gmail. But it does. The native act does do with Gmail. I would have a conversation with Matt to see, hey, is this a great way of doing it? Just because I've personally not really used that calendar. Hope that answers your
Awesome.
question.
Sounds good.
Anything else?
No, that was the only other particular question on that syncing for
Okay.
Act Calendar as well as Outlook.
Okay, cool. All right. So the other thing that they've done, and I should mention this, besides changing some of these, and they've got the day and the week. That's all the same. It just looks a little bit different. One thing I should mention for some of you who don't know, they go, "Hey, Gary, how did you get? You've got multiple calendars down the right hand side." And this works really good. You should know that it puts a little bit extra load, um, because this is how it comes normally. When you pull this down, it actually puts a little bit extra load on the system when it's running. But I found I kind of like it. Now you can go down. You can also go, if I can get my, there we are, double lines. You can also go widthways. So you can mess around with what you see on your calendar on the right hand side. And this is with all the versions of Act, not just version 26. But you should be aware, because I do have people ask me, "Oh, how do you do that?" It's just a matter of getting that little crosshair right there, so that you can grab it and then adjust it up or down. And then same with the sidebar, get that little dual arrow and then adjust it sideways for that. So just so you're aware of that. I think that's it for this calendar. Now, one thing that I am going to show you, and let me just pull this up if I can find it. There it is. This is what we're looking at modifying. We've started playing around. Matt started playing around with it. Um, it just as an option. Again, you don't have to go with this, but this is on any of our add-ons, like day manager, the advisor, sales rep. If you want to have a kind of the modern calendar, we've changed it instead of the dark. So if I flip this back off again, let me just pull out. So you can see it's got a gray background with white text. This one's got a white with blue, and then a slightly gray on outside of that. So we're going to be having that. We're looking at putting a slider so you can zoom in and out, so you can size this a little bit better than what you have now. There's a few other features that we're looking to add to the calendar for those who want an option of not having the one that Act has. We're working on that and should have something in the very near future. All right, so let's go to our next. If there's no questions, Jared, on the calendar, let's go to
Nope.
marketing automation. So what they've done is they've added AI, artificial intelligence, to the Act marketing automation. Now, there's a caveat to this, and sometimes there's always a caveat, isn't there? One of the things they've added it to it, but it's only for the paid version of Act. So if you're using the basic version that comes with Act, there's three tiers. There's three paid tiers and one free version of Act marketing automation. Everybody who has a subscription of Act has the basic. Send out 2,500 emails a month, and then you get into your paid version. They've added the AI, but they only added it to the paid version. I don't know why. Why not add it to the free version too? I guess it's an incentive to go to a paid version of it. I guess that's their logic behind it. And it works really well, but again, you have to go into the paid version to get this specific feature. So let me go through it. I'm just going to pull up a demo. I'm going to use this one here. We're going to edit the text in here. Now, here's another thing I want to mention too, because some people have asked me, well, what's the difference between the basic and the paid version? Well, the paid version allows you to do this sort of thing, where you can throw in a decision based on interaction with the email that they have. There can be decisions, and based on those decisions, it can update fields in Act. It can send out another email. It can, so for onboarding or any kind of thing that you're doing, you can have a whole if-then strategy going on here. With the basic, you get the start, you get an email, and then you get an end. So you're just sending out individual emails. And for a lot of people, that's all you need. if you want to go to the paid version, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jared, there is a promotion going on right now for the paid the first level up in the paid version. I think it's
Yes.
38% or 35%, something like
Yeah,
that.
it's 38 if you've like never if you're new to Act and you're getting Act the first time, but
Right.
if you're not new, it's like 35% up until your renewal.
Okay.
Yeah, you go from the 25 hundred cents a month to 25,000 cents a month. So it's a lot
Right.
more to go up to the select. And but if you're using it a lot, it's good value, and they add a lot of extra features. One of them, of
Yeah.
course, being that AI writing assistant, which can be quite helpful.
Yeah, and again, we've always mentioned this to if you're going to go to the paid version, use it. Don't just pay for a paid the paid version and not use it. Put a strategy. At least have one email out a month. Promoting yourself or educating your client base or whatever it is. So let's just go in here. Let's show the AI. I've kind of chatted about this a little too long. All right, here we are. Okay, so it's just loading up the template. So I've got this little template here. We'll pretend this is a newsletter, and I want to add some text. Now I've got to just let you know the difference between where AI can work or not. You have three different text options. You've got a title, you've got a paragraph right there, and then down at the bottom, just to the left of my screen, left of me here, you can see text right here. And so there's three different text types. The AI is only available in title and paragraph. I don't know why. I actually have to. I've got a call with Act coming up here in the near future. Here, I think next week. I think it is. I'm going to ask them a question. Why didn't you put this with the text? Like if you're going to have it with all three. There's probably a reason they didn't, but that was one thing that was a little confusing to me. So this is a text box. When I go to the text box, you see no AI access here. But if I go to content and I say, okay, I want to add a paragraph, and there is a difference between a paragraph and text, which I'll get into in another video. But when I go to the text blocks here, you can see now write with AI. So I can go in here, delete this out, click on AI. And now this gives some examples of what you may do. This is where you would type in your prompt. So whatever you want this thing to do, whether it's a newsletter or whether it's a component, um, right, you can just give it that prompt. And when we have an AI live stream coming up, we'll talk about prompts in a little bit more detail, so you'll understand the power behind these prompts as you're working. You're actually telling AI what you would like to see. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to dictate here. I'm going to ask it um, to create a paragraph on upcoming, because we're on the advisor database, demo database. We'll use kind of financial advisor for a sec here, and I'll just come up with some real simple prompt, and then we'll see what it comes up with. Create a paragraph that shows the current market with regards to gold. All right, so we dictated that in. We'll go generate. All right, current market for gold, da 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 da, blah blah blah. And then, so what you can do is you can regenerate this. So I'm going to apply it. So it's going to put it in there. And if you click on, oops, go back into AI. Now they're supposed to be, and Jared, correct me if I'm wrong, they're supposed to be where you can, yeah, you can regenerate it, but they're supposed to be, and it's not showing. It's not showing there's another assistant stuff where you can have it spell check and stuff, and it's not coming up unless it's under actions. No, it's not.
Try just clearing the results and then click off the paragraph and go back to it.
There it is.
There you go. Yeah.
Why did they do it that way? That's
Well, you
interesting.
generated the response first, and then it didn't do it. So it's like if you were typing something yourself, then you could click on it, and then it
Yeah.
would tell you some stuff to do. So
It's
it's
interesting
yeah.
because the first time I did this, after it generated, it pulled this up automatically. So that's why I was like,
Oh,
what?
oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. So once you've got that in there, you can spell check it. You can correct the grammar if there's grammar mistakes, translate content to another language, make it a specific tone. So, and then you can use this. This use active voice is not available right now. Right now, use active voice is a component that actually Jared and I are going to actually show. I believe it's next week or the week after, Jared, when we do AI, where you actually have an interactive conversation with AI, and it's going to blow your socks off when you see what we use this a lot, and it's yeah, it's mind blowing. You can summarize the content. You can convert the content to a third person. So there's a bunch of different things that you can do, which gives you a lot of power. So let's change the tone, make it, and then you just take the tone out. Happy, and then you can just apply that. So you can, again, you can do all this, but you can do this in a prompt too. You don't actually, these prompts here, and this is what I was trying to pull back up. These prompts here, this tonality and stuff like that, you can just dictate. These are just self-help to say, oh, if you wanted to use it with this, or do you want to change that? These are just kind of prompts to be able to do it. And then it starts it off like summarize the content. It just saves you from typing it out. It really is all it's doing. Any questions, Jared?
We had some questions. They were a little bit about some stuff you were talking about a little bit previous. They were about sort of our add-ons, and they're wondering if they were all working with the current new version of version 26.
There, everything except for Day Manager. Well, actually, Day Manager works. That's the Day Manager is the calendar one that we have, and we're just doing a few modifications because they did change some of the background in it, and it turned off a few things that we were using as protocols. And so I think all of the add-ons work just fine in 26. Uh, the day manager does work, but there's a few features that aren't. Like one of the features we have is where you can check off to show tabs for all the individuals, and it will have tabs, and then you can actually click on those tabs to say, "Oh, I want to see Jared's his calendar, or I want to see Gary's calendar, or Matt's calendar." I can just click on the tabs. That's not working yet. He's working on workaround because they changed a specific protocol that threw that off. So, but it will work other than the tabs, I believe, in Day Manager. So if you want to go to it, we can put Day Manager in, or you can just wait another week or so till we get that worked out. But all the other add-ons work fine.
Oh, so that's good. They're all up to snuff, except Day Manager says one feature that's not updated yet. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
exactly.
Perfect.
All right. So the AI works really, really well in here. I kind of like it. The only snag that like I said that I mentioned is why didn't they put that in text? Because I use text more than I use paragraph, and the reason I like using text versus paragraph is I can change the font size on individual words in text where I can't do that in paragraph. Paragraph, I can change, a specific word, make it bold, and stuff like that. But I can't go in and adjust the font size on a specific one. If I change the font, everything changes in there. So that's one of the reasons I got to reach out to them and say, hey, add AI to the text one. Not that I couldn't copy this in and then create, kind of do it this way. Take this once it's been created, copy this, go into my text one, paste that in, and then, like I said, I can go in here and change the font to, to 16, or, maybe I want it 20. I want that one word, standing out. I can just copy paste it and then just with this little trash can blow that one away, and then just have this one. So again, you can mess around with however you want. But again, the idea here is that the feature they've added is AI. It works really good. Just you understand that you do need the paid version to get into this. It will keep what you've had when you're in there, so you can go in there and adjust it. And again, these were the ones that I had. The first one that I tested out, this popped up automatically, and that's why we got a little lost there. They changed that, but they're constantly there. That's the nice thing about Act, that they're, especially with the marketing automation, they're constantly adding little features in and stuff that make it a little bit better.
Yeah, it's really really nice. I know like a lot of sort of different apps and stuff are involving AI for writing, because that's really, they do a really good job with that. Whether it's on social media, I think they're even adding stuff to like Microsoft Word, and now we have it kind of in AMA, which just makes it good for creating a good, what they call like copy, or good whatever you want to send out, whether it's in an email or a promotional thing that can help you come up with ideas with prompts, check spelling. It's just tried to speed things up for you in creating that copy that you want to send out to your customers or whoever, which is really nice.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm not going to put a plug in. I mean, the AI, and I should mention this, the AI that they're using in Act Marketing Automation is ChatGPT. It is OpenAI, so it is using that same engine that you would use now. Whether it's using what's the latest one? Four something. What is it? 4.0?
I think it's 4.0. Yeah, 4. It's sort
Yeah,
of like the one that connects the um,
the
text,
paid.
visual, yeah, all
Y-
together type of
Yeah,
one, which is nice. It makes it quicker for it to generate stuff to go back and forth for making an image and then writing. But yeah, 5. They're working on 5, from my
yeah,
understanding. I forget what it was called. They had a code name for it, but they were showing it to some of the federal government from an article I was reading on that. So
yeah.
um, they're, yeah, it's continuing to advance, and you'll see it on your social media. You'll see it in other things. More AI is going to be popping up for you to be able to use, and hopefully it just can save you some time and help
Well,
you do better.
and like we mentioned before, having AI in Act Marketing Automation is kind of like having an assistant. So if you think of, oh,
Yeah.
I've got to buy the paid version to do this, think of it this way: it's a lot cheaper than paying, 50 to $70,000 a year for a marketing assistant to come up with the content where you've got AI doing it for you. So it just makes it, makes it so much easier. So when you're looking at this stuff, consider, you think, oh, this is costing me more to get this one piece, but it's actually allowing you to actually, mitigate having somebody create copyrighted content for you. You've got an assistant to help you out, whether you go to Chat GPT and get it there, or you're doing it right in, um, Act Marketing Automation. Same thing. I mean, you're wanting to get the results you want to get, right? And save up time. Jared, I think you and I, because we use AI so much in content creation, that we've realized how much time we've saved, because you
Mm.
put off stuff. Hey, it's going to take me a bunch of time to put this together, whether it's a web page, whether it's marketing content. It's so much faster now, and then you basically spit out exactly what you want. It types it out for you, then you modify it a bit to make it more sound like you, and you're off to the races. So we're totally in for this AI, and how it can enhance what you're doing specifically with any kind of sales and marketing efforts.
Yeah, we all
All
have
right.
strengths and weaknesses when it comes to writing, right? Or
Oh
at least,
yeah.
uh, for myself, not the greatest writer, so this can kind of help you polish things up, change the tone. You can run it by somebody for, editing it and whatnot. If you are a strong suit that is writing, it can help you maybe writing in something you're not as familiar with, whether that's like, let's say, some sort of marketing specific. You don't know how to like get a hook or something in for people. It can kind of help you with that. So anyway, I kind of interrupted you there, Gary. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's
Go
okay.
ahead.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're going to want to watch the AI video that we or the live stream that we come up in the next couple of weeks. Um, yeah, it's gonna knock your socks off. Anyways, we've taken up enough of your time. Thank you so much, Jared. Is there anything else that maybe I missed? I think I covered everything in there.
Yeah, I think we covered most stuff with Act version 26. There's some stuff for the web that was added, but it was we were going over mostly just the desktop
Yeah.
updates today and
Yeah.
what's involved with that. And Act is great in terms of they're always working and developing on new things. And AMA is a tool they've used a ton and developed, and they're continuing to develop and hopefully make it even easier to use because that's I mean, email marketing is a great way to be able to do marketing at a very lower cost than other type of marketing,
Oh,
which is nice.
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. And oh, by the way, before we close off, folks, if you've got any videos that you would like or live streams that you'd like to see, and we're doing both videos and live streams. So some of the videos we'll do off live, and then and then post them up, and then they'll be in our newsletter. So we've got a couple of those that we're going to do, and then we've got some live streams we'll do as well. But if there's something that you're interested in and something regarding CRM or something about AI or what have you, ask us, and we're happy to do a video if the content makes sense, and
Mm.
and it can help other people. That's what we're all about, is making it easier for you to do what you need to do so that you can run your business more effective and efficiently. So again, let us know if you have any questions or what have you. Thank you so much, Jared. Thanks again, as always, for
You bet.
being my wingman here as we're going through this, and appreciate all your input. You guys have a great rest of your day, and have an awesome weekend, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye for now, everyone. See you, Jared.
See you later. See you later, Gary.